What's going on, everybody? If you've watched my video for any length of time, you will know that I am more and more getting into bonsai. This is my Ficus Ginseng. It's a sort of beginner's bonsai. I've had it for many years. I can't even tell you how long I've had it for. And today I'm going to do a little bit of a repot just to sort of make it look a little bit nicer and a bit more appealing. So let's start it off by taking it out of its main pot. You can see it's very well rooted. We have some roots coming out the bottom. In fact, quite a lot of the roots broke because it was stuck to the pot. If I bring the plant around like so, you can see that this root over here, where it was quite lush and thick and healthy, like this one plump, it's now a bit soft. So I think this part of the root has unfortunately died off, so I'm going to have to trim this, which means that I'm going to have to reposition the plant. I'm thinking about having it something like this sort of position in the pot, maybe like this, and using this rock as well, this brick, as a bit of a design cue as well. So let's give it a go. I'm hoping I can keep it in this pot, so we'll see what happens. First things first, just removing the plant from the pot by giving it a bit of a squeeze. And I'm going to use this chopstick to just clean up the root ball ever so slightly. It's quite dense actually, so this might take a little bit of time to carefully do that and avoid breaking as little of the roots as possible. So I've done my very best to take off as much of the soil as possible. The plant was a little bit dry, which made it just a little bit harder than I expected, but you know, we got there in the end. So this is the soil, which I'll be reusing because it's still good quality, still okay. And I think one of the things that we need to do firstly, before we pot it up again, is just to remove the dead part of this root. Kind of see there's a little bit of a natural line just here where the root has started to die back. You can just go ahead and trim that off. So maybe to start with this one, start there. You can see completely dried up, and then from here, there we go. We're finally getting to some good roots. Just clean that up a little bit. So I've just gone ahead and I've cleaned that up now. Hopefully that heals into a nice callus, and then we can sort of clean it up a little bit later. I'm hoping to do is use this rock kind of like this, so the plant is kind of balancing on it, and reposition the plant so it's sort of on its side, just a little bit more interesting to look at. Something like this, yeah, something like that. So before we had the plant sort of straight up, and now, I mean, my ideal would be to have it as low as this. However, the pot isn't going to work at all for this. We might be able to do it just without the rock actually. We'll just leave it as this for now and just start to backfill the plant with soil. And then using the chopstick, it's a classic bonsai move here where they use the chopstick just to sort of get the soil into the air pockets like so. And the idea is that we will then be able to limit any rot or anything like that. As for the canopy, what we're going to do is just get rid of any of the downward facing branches like so. I think we're gonna have to get rid of this one as well. Just remove some of these leaves to expose the center of the tree so we can see the branch line structure. As you can see, there's a little branch just here that we will get rid of, that's pointing downwards. Yeah, we'll get rid of the top part of the tree here. This little branch here is not really doing much, so we'll get rid of that. And this one, and we'll just make this one flush to here. Take a few more leaves off from here. This branch here is actually cutting across, so we'll get rid of that because it's cutting across the line. You want to have sort of very clean lines on your bonsai. You know, this is the creative part of creating a bonsai. You can kind of do whatever you think works best here. If I remove this bit here, I mean, it would be great if we could get this to sort of grow a bit taller up here. I'm thinking about removing this bit here actually, and that's just because it's cutting again, it's cutting across what we're going for here. I think I'll do it. I'll take it off and we'll just let this grow and become the apex. So if we can have it growing up sort of up here and then train it to come out here, that would be quite nice. And that's it. I think I'll leave it here for now. This is my attempt at styling my Ficus Ginseng Bonsai. Let me know what you think. Kind of going for a waterfall effect here. So it's been a few weeks since we did that work on the Ficus Ginseng Bonsai, and I want to give you an update. So last you remember is we did a heavy prune really on the canopy of this plant, and I want to show you what we're working with now. So from a distance it looks pretty much the same, but if I bring you in closer, what you will notice is we have a whole load of new branches. Look at this one. This one is the main contender here. Lots and lots of branching, and even along the branches you can see we have activated quite a few nodes or growth points as well. The case on every single branch. Even down here on this branch we have a couple of leaves that are attempting to come through. All of these are grafted on, and this is how I bought the plant. They're all grafted on, but on the main stem we have a few extra branches popping up. So you remember that we had one branch that was coming off from here, and that was from the main stem. It wasn't a grafted piece, it was actually from the plant. And now we have some new shoots growing all around that stem, so all here. I'm gonna have to think about what I'm gonna do with these in a while, because I might just knock them off, because what I don't want the plant to do is focus all its energy on promoting the growth of these nodes, and I want it to focus on maintaining the grafted point. So I may just knock those off, but we will see. I'll leave it for now and we'll see where we end up. I won't take the plastic wrap off from the plant because I want to keep it really high and humid in there. But if you can see beyond the plastic, we have so many roots that are coming in, so many roots. So I'm going to leave it because I really want the roots to wrap around the rock that we put in here. Well, it's not really a rock, it's a brick. But the reason why I chose the brick is because it's so porous. The root fibers should be able to, or the root hairs should be able to grip onto the rock and really make for an interesting look. But we'll see what happens. I'm going to leave it here. Even the big root here that was chopped off because it started to rot away, we have some roots that are growing from that as well. We might still have some hope to revive this section here. But all in all, I think the plant is looking really well. It was just a little side project. I didn't even know if I was going to post this, but seeing the success of this and how we're going, how this is going to develop, it will be a real shame not to include the early stages of the work that I've started here. So this is one for the archives really, but I hope you enjoy it. For now, this is still early stages. I probably won't do any work on this apart from potentially knock off these growth points for a year or so, and maybe next year we'll see how the new branches form. We can then see how we want to shape the plant going forward. That's everything. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, keep planting.